If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And
I just really don't like that, dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him.
Terrence Crawford and Gervonta Davis have been clashing for a while, but we never truly realized how intense things could get if they met face to face until now.
So I got a question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terrence Crawford look?
147?
147.
If I tap that trend, you know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know
he ain't got no chance.
I already know.
Fight week is almost here for Gervonta Davis as he finishes up training camp and prepares for his 31st fight and potential 29th knockout. Ahead of the bout, he and his opponent, Lamont Roach, sat down for a behind-the-scenes press meeting, a roundtable interview held in Brooklyn near the fight venue. Meanwhile, Terrence Crawford has also been in New York since Keyshawn Davis's fight against Dennis Baroni. Now,
whoever, I told Tank know what's up. You know what I mean? He know what he up against when he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. You know what I mean? He want to fight these guys.
The fight took place on Valentine's Day at Madison Square Garden with Terrence Crawford among the big names in attendance, alongside Claressa Shields and other top boxers. Since then, Crawford has stayed in New York, planning to head to Saudi Arabia next to watch Shakur Stevenson face Floyd Schofield. However, in a shocking turn of events, Crawford unexpectedly showed up at Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach's press meeting. Things quickly spiraled out of control when Davis confronted Crawford over recent comments he made, leading to a heated brawl.
Tank would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Crawford admitted to making the comments and even challenged Gervonta Davis to do something about it. But before Davis could react, Crawford made the first move, shoving him before others quickly stepped in to separate them. So what exactly happened? And what did Crawford say that sparked this latest feud? The 37-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska, and has accomplished more than most fighters ever dream of since turning pro in March 2008. He's won world titles in 4 weight divisions and became the undisputed champion at both super lightweight and welterweight. Now, as he prepares for a massive showdown later this year against Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez, Crawford has taken aim at a reigning world champion, calling him arrogant.
I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around.
Speaking on the Cigar Talk podcast, Terrence Crawford didn't hold back when discussing WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis, admitting he's not a fan of the 30-year-old from Baltimore. I just really don't like that dude. I don't like anything about him, Crawford said. He's one of those arrogant guys who hides behind what he has. He's always surrounded by security. You know what I mean? He's in the spotlight, but in certain situations, he wouldn't act like that. When asked if he at least respects Davis as a fighter, Crawford acknowledged his talent. Yeah, he's a damn good fighter. I respect his skills. He's got power, great boxing ability, but when it comes to his personality and the way he carries himself,
I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
A potential fight between the two American stars seems unlikely anytime soon due to the significant weight gap between them. Crawford's last fight was at 154 lbs in August, and his upcoming showdown against Canelo Alvarez will take place at 168 lbs. Meanwhile, the highest weight class Davis has competed in is super lightweight, though most of his success has come at lightweight. Despite the size difference, Davis has been nearly unstoppable, maintaining a perfect 30-0 record. He currently holds the WBA lightweight title in a division stacked with talent, where fans are eager to see unification bouts.
I know, man, he's in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter, though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But, like, his core personality and his ways,
Vasily Lomachenko currently holds the IBF title, Shakur Stevenson is the UBC champion, and Keyshawn Davis recently claimed the WBO belt with a brutal body shot knockout over Dennis Baroni on Valentine's Day. Crawford was there to watch his training partner's victory and later told Fight Hype that he doesn't think Gervonta Davis would stand a chance against Keyshawn or Shakur. Tank knows what he's up against, Crawford said. If he fights Shakur or Keyshawn, he knows it won't be easy. Instead, he wants to face guys that everyone already knows won't push him. They might have some skill, but mentally, they won't be able to keep up for an entire fight. But Shakur and Keyshawn, those two will be the ones to hand him his first loss.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
Both Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis share the same mindset when it comes to a potential fight with Gervonta Davis. In recent interviews with TalkSport.com, they made it clear they're confident in their chances against him. Keyshawn in particular didn't hold back, comparing a possible matchup with Gervonta to the dominant performance Terrence Crawford put on against Errol Spence Jr. in July 2023 to claim the undisputed welterweight crown. I see myself giving Gervonta the same kind of beating that Terrence gave Spence. Keyshawn told TalkSport.com, his style is perfect for me. I'm young and I don't think it'll go the full 12 rounds, but if it does, I can handle it. I'm smarter than him. In and out of the ring, just smarter than him, period. The only thing people ever bring up is that one punch.
Guys that everybody in the world know they ain't gonna give them no fight. They not mentally there, you know what I mean? They might have a little skills here and there, but mentally wise, they not gonna...
I've got power and I've knocked fighters out with one punch, but he's done it repeatedly, Keyshawn admitted. We all know he's got that one punch knockout ability, but people don't really know what I'm capable of yet. I've only had 12 fights, and I've only been facing truly elite competition for 3 of them. My upcoming fight against Baranchyk will be my 4th at that level, so there's still a lot people haven't seen from me. I'm already better than what I've shown. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson has been chasing a fight with Gervonta Davis for years without success and still doesn't understand why it hasn't happened. However, he believes there's only one person who can make it a reality. He's the superstar, the biggest name, the biggest pay-per-view attraction in boxing. Stevenson told TalkSport.com, since he's the biggest name, it's up to him to make it happen.
Able to keep it up that whole fight. And them 2 guys right there, you know what I mean, is going to be the ones that, you know, give him his first L.
The ball is in his court, Stevenson added. I can't send him an offer. Turki Alalshik can. He's got the money. I don't have the kind of money to offer Gervonta Davis something big enough. I don't know why this fight hasn't happened yet. He's a weird guy, and to be honest, I don't have much respect for him. Gervonta Davis is set to return to the ring on March 1st in Brooklyn, where he'll face WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach. If he gets through the fight without any issues, he's expected to take on one of the 3 other champions next.
Yes.
Said no chance.
I got round 5.
Yeah, I got round 6.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah.
At this stage, Vasily Lomachenko seems to be the front runner for Gervonta Davis's next opponent. Davis's team had reached out to the Ukrainian star for a fight last year, but Lomachenko chose to take a break from the sport instead. The recent clash between Davis and Terrence Crawford can be traced back to the Ring Magazine Awards in London this past January. Davis was notably absent from the event, which played a role in fueling the ongoing tensions. Boxing's biggest stars gathered in London for the Ring Magazine Awards, but a few notable names were missing, most prominently Gervonta Davis. Despite his plans to retire in 2025, Davis remains undefeated with a 30-0 record and 28 knockouts, securing his place among boxing's elite. However, it appears he wasn't invited to the event, likely due to his rocky relationship with Riyadh Season and Turki Alalshik, who also owns Ring Magazine. Davis wasn't happy about being left out and felt like he was intentionally excluded. Davis expressed his frustration on social media, posting several messages on his X account before eventually deleting them. However, Terence Crawford saw an opportunity to take a jab at him, sparking an online feud that carried on until Tuesday. Davis's deleted post criticized both the event organizers and attendees, showing his clear displeasure. While it says unclear exactly why he wasn't invited to the Ring Magazine Awards, his strained relationship with the Riyadh season team may have played a role. Crawford, however, wasted no time in responding, escalating the tension between the two fighters. The rivalry between these two champions has been brewing for a while, with both taking shots at each other in the past. Recent reports suggest that Terence Crawford, who recently met with Turki Alalshik, is edging closer to a blockbuster fight with Canelo Alvarez later this year. Taking a jab at Gervonta Davis, Crawford mockingly posted, "I see somebody mad they weren't invited to the Ring Magazine Gala. I remember being left out. That's why when they let me in, I crashed the party," adding laughing emojis. This was in response to Davis's deleted posts, though some fans managed to save and share them. To fully grasp why Crawford taunted Davis, we need to revisit what Tank had originally posted. Though the posts were deleted, some publications managed to document them in their reports. Davis questioned why they didn't invite everybody, before adding, "But they invited people they deal with. Get out of here. Stop bum eating." He then appeared to take aim at Eddie Hearn, writing, "Look at that little rat thinking he came up on something. Now tell them all to fight each other since they have a heavy roster." Davis also had words for Turki Alalshik, first suggesting that all the invited guests should fight among themselves before criticizing the Saudi chairman, saying he doesn't know anything about boxing. Davis seemed to direct his frustration at Riyadh season's head, writing, "They want to act like this guy is good for boxing when he is not good at stuff. If so, why is he not building the people where he is from? This guy knows nothing about boxing at all, and this is who they're turning to. They want to act like this guy is good for boxing when he's not good at anything. If so, why isn't he training people from where he's from? This guy doesn't know anything about boxing, and that's who they're turning to." These messages, like his previous posts, were later deleted from his X account. Davis then went on a rant about how, unlike him, many fighters are willing to leave American shores to chase a payday, but in the end, all they get is a barely countable crowd attending their fights. The dispute between Davis and Crawford escalated further, apparently because Davis bragged to Crawford about having more money. Davis seemingly didn't take too kindly to Crawford's response, and in more since-deleted posts, called out Bud over his earnings. Davis fired back, stating, "I still make more than you. Y'all think. He's chasing greatness. He's not. That's what he has to do to make decent money." Crawford responded sharply, saying, "The first thing a rich fool tells another rich fool is that he has more money than you. I bet I have more investments than you, and I don't owe $1 in taxes. You can't buy anything that I can't buy and want, sir. And that's a fact. Let's see who has the longest lasting money, smart boy." Davis, not one to stay silent, fired back with more insults before telling Crawford to stop complaining. Fans may find this exchange particularly interesting given that last year, during the press conference for his fight against Lamont Roach, Davis shocked everyone by announcing that he would retire from boxing by the end of 2025. If that's the case, many followers might wonder, why Davis should care about formalities like not receiving an invitation. Nevertheless, this isn't the first time Terrence Crawford has taken a dig at the Baltimore native. Shortly after Crawford defeated Errol Spence Jr. and became the undisputed welterweight champion, the Nebraska southpaw caught wind of Gervonta, Davis claiming he could beat him at 147 Lil Buzz. Speaking on The Breakfast Club, an unbothered Crawford acknowledged Davis's talent in the ring, but emphasized that there are levels in boxing. He brushed off the talk, stating, "If he comes up to 147 thinking he's just going to knock Terrence Crawford out, he's got another thing coming." While a clash between the two American boxing icons seems unlikely, Crawford remains focused on one fight, the highly anticipated showdown against Canelo Alvarez.
Gave a little prediction on the fight, talked about Errol has a metal shield and you have a glass shield, talked about the punch resistance. What do you think of Tank's assessment, man?
Terrence Crawford and Gervonta Davis are currently 3 weight classes apart, but they've competed in the same divisions before. Crawford began his career at lightweight, where Davis is now a world champion, before becoming undisputed at super lightweight, a division where Davis has also held a title. Crawford has since moved up, dominating the welterweight division before making his 154-pound debut last year. Meanwhile, Davis continues to reign at 135 lbs, holding the WBA world title and knocking out all challengers. The Baltimore power puncher has previously claimed he would knock Crawford out, perhaps in jest, but the bigger man has warned him not to punch above his weight.
I mean, you came up from 35, right?
He ain't fighting no real guys at 47.
See, okay. What about everyone's talking about Errol?
While a fight between Terrence Crawford and Gervonta Davis is highly unlikely, some believe it wouldn't be a one-sided affair. In an interview with Real Life Productions, multi-division world champion Roy Jones Jr. shared his thoughts on the potential matchup, saying, "That's a good damn fight." Jones, who clearly sees it as competitive, believes Davis would have a solid chance if they fought just below the welterweight limit. "I don't see anybody around that's going to beat Bud unless they're way bigger than him. But don't sleep on the fact that if he and Tank fought at about 145, that's a good damn fight. You understand me?"
Crawford, on the other hand, I don't see nobody around that's gonna be that big Bud unless somebody way bigger than him. But don't sleep on the fact that
Jones highlighted that both Crawford and Davis have very high boxing IQs, but what makes Tank special is his explosiveness. That's the one thing that Tank has that Errol Spence didn't. In boxing, an explosive fighter can go a lot of places. I was only able to cover the weights that I covered because I was so explosive. Explosiveness keeps people in check. Despite the hypothetical debate, both fighters remain focused on their own paths. Crawford is pursuing a super fight against super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez, which would require a 14-pound jump, while Davis is preparing for his March 1st showdown against Lamont Roach Jr. at the Barclays Center. According to his latest press conference, Tank still plans to retire by the end of 2025, making his upcoming fights must-watch events for his fans.
if him and Tank fought at about 145, that's a good daggone fight. You understand me? Matter of fact, I'm gonna say that's a good damn fight. You understand me? Because they both have very high IQs and Tank is very explosive. See, that's the one thing Tank.
Gervonta Davis has now inserted himself into the conversation, seemingly unimpressed by the reported Crawford versus Canelo super fight. While Crawford and Canelo have reportedly agreed to terms for their mega fight, Davis appears to be throwing shade at the matchup. The highly anticipated bout is said to have materialized after both fighters met separately with Saudi boxing chief Turki Alalshik in London over the weekend. After more than a year of speculation, the fight looks set to take place in 2025, bringing together two of the sport's best pound-for-pound fighters. While most of the boxing world is eager to see Crawford and Canelo finally square off, Tank Davis doesn't seem all that impressed.
If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, you know, you would take all that money that he's offering you.
Calvin Ford, Gervonta Davis's longtime trainer, has now weighed in on the highly anticipated Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford fight. Speaking with Fight Hype, Ford appeared to favor Canelo, citing the significant weight jump Crawford would need to make. The debate over who would win continues to divide fans and analysts. With both men considered pound-for-pound greats, the fight would be one of the biggest in boxing. However, for Crawford, it would require moving up 14 pounds to challenge the reigning super middleweight champion. While Davis himself doesn't seem impressed by the matchup, his coach has hinted at Canelo having the edge, likely due to his experience, power, and natural size advantage.
Terrence Crawford, Canelo situation, do you think that's a fight where they could get to a weight that makes sense? Do you think that the weight would affect Terrence Crawford?
I mean, Canelo's the king. Whatever he say,
Calvin Ford acknowledged that Canelo versus Crawford is a great fight and expressed his interest in seeing how it plays out. He noted that Canelo has been making smart moves in his career and strategizing well for his fights. Ford also analyzed Crawford's recent performance at 154 lbs against Israel Madrimov, where Crawford secured the win but didn't get the stoppage. He pointed out that it was Crawford's first fight at the weight class, so it's too soon to say if his power carried up. It's like when Benavidez moved up, it's about making adjustments, Ford said. He believes Crawford should have another fight at 154 lbs to prove he belongs at the weight. If it's not there, then we can start questioning.
I'd like to see that fight, the outcome of it, you know what I'm saying? And then watching Canelo been making some good moves, you know, as far as fights and whatnot, you know.
That wraps it up for now for the latest boxing news, moments, events, and action. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We'll be back with more quality content soon. Until next time, peace out.